Peace and great blessings, everyone. If you're new, please like and subscribe to my channel. If not, welcome back. And it's that time again for our live question and answer to discuss any questions that you may have um, about health and wellness and you seeking answers. We have a show on Monday nights on the Plugged In Radio Network called The Healing Cipher, and we get lots of questions each week. So we decided to do a live on Thursday nights here on the YouTube on my channel so we can answer questions further or go over anything that you have questions or concerns in regards to health, wellness, and spirituality. So right now we're waiting on King Ade. He should be joining us shortly. We've been having a little bit of technical difficulties this evening, so we didn't start promptly at 9. We a little 5 minutes late, but it's just a little bit late. So, but welcome. Welcome, beloved Hadia. How are you? Good to see you. Peace and love. All right. So while we're waiting on King Ade, we're going to go ahead and start. If anyone has any questions or anything in particular that's going on that you want to talk about and discuss, this is a safe space and a sacred space that we hold for questions and answers. So, any questions tonight? Is that saying good day or good? Oh, good. Good to hear from you. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, beloved. Do you have any questions this evening? The king and I are going to be talking about, we didn't have a particular topic this evening. It's just to answer questions from the show because we get a lot of questions in the chat box during the show on Mondays, and we cannot answer them all in the hour-long broadcast. So we will open this sacred space here to answer any questions that people have about health and wellness. But since you asked, it'll be a good time to talk about the coming special day next week. Not I'm gonna say January, December 21st begins the winter solstice, which is really a sacred and auspicious time of year. And so I would like to open up the platform to speak about that if you have any questions. The winter solstice is a special day. It's not just the first day of winter, but it's also energetically is a high level of energy on that day, and the veils, if you will, between the different dimensions is a lot thinner during that time and transparent, and you can access higher states of energy during that time. Also, it's the longest night of the year and the shortest day, and the night is symbolic of the darkness of the mind and the soul as you go within. And the winter solstice is a time of like a great spiritual reset, if you will, and you can set great intentions during this time. It's a perfect time of year to start a new cycle of events by setting intentions, by setting goals for the upcoming year. And in some cultures, the winter solstice marked the beginning of a new year. Some cultures, their calendar system, the first day is the winter solstice. So the year goes from one winter solstice to the next winter solstice. And because of the high level of energy on that day. So the winter solstice is a great time to, if you have bad habits that you want to break, or if you want to start new projects or anything that you want to transform in your life, this is a great time to use that energy to set those intentions and set those goals and start a new chapter, or just a transformative change in your life. This is a great time to do that. The winter solstice is a time of stillness, because if you observe nature during the winter months, it gets still, and it starts to conserve its energy. For example, the trees right now have shed a lot of their leaves in the fall, and in the winter months they seem to be asleep because they're not shed. They're not. The leaves haven't started growing back yet, and the trees will kind of look like they're not alive, but they are, and they're conserving a lot of their energy, especially around the roots, and that energy is being conserved and stored, and in the spring it will start to grow, and the leaves begin to grow and things begin to blossom. And so the winter time is a time of conserving our energies and being still and focusing on our intentions and our goals that we set within. It's a good time. The solstice is a good time of to shed the old. Anytime you want to start a new project or a new endeavor in your life, you have to shed the old to make room for the new. So that is what a lot of us are going to be doing on the winter solstice, is meditating and reflecting on the old things that no longer serve us and how we can shed them to make room for new growth, new abundance, um, new love, new endeavors, new whatever new things that you want to do in your life. This is a good time to set the intentions for that and start setting your goals for it. And every ending is a new beginning. So when you're letting go of something and shedding it, don't look at it as something sad, or don't look at it with regret, which is something we, it's human nature. But don't look at it with sadness. Don't look at it with regret. Look at it as, this is something I've outgrown. It doesn't serve me anymore. I'm no longer the person that used to need this, or I'm no longer the person that used to do that. I'm a new person. I've been reborn. And you just shed those things and let them go. And in the letting go process, you're making room and you're opening your heart up for change and for new beginnings. So always look at it as that, as you transition from the old way of thinking, the old way of being, and step into this new person that you're becoming. Look at it with joy, embrace it, the change, and just look at it as just like the seasons change. We don't feel bad. Well, most of us, we don't feel bad when the seasons change. Just look at, you're going through seasons in your life as well. And so as you release the old, you're making room for the new. Also, the longest night is a time of stillness and darkness. So this is a time to look within and just examine within our own spirits what needs to change. What do we need to do different? What do we need to heal? We can't expect everything around us to change if we're not doing our inner work and we're not changing. So as within, as without. So a lot of times we expect everyone around us to change, but then we don't want to do the inner work and look at ourselves and change. And so this is a time of self-reflection, a time of going within the quietness and the stillness within our own souls and our own hearts and our minds, and get in touch with your sacred heart and your sacred mind, and discover who you really are and this new you that you're becoming, and start working towards setting the goals and setting intentions for that. So that's what makes the winter solstice so important. It's a day of rest and self-reflection, and it's a time of patience and just being still and enjoying that solitude and that quietness of going within and searching. So that's one thing that we were going to talk about this evening. Any more questions? Let's open up the floor for questions. Someone sent an email. They asked a question about the sea moss gel, and they asked me, will sea moss cure headaches? That's a complicated question because there's many different sources of things that make headaches. There's no single cause for headaches. Some people have migraine headaches, some people have tension headaches, some people have sinus headaches. Sometimes you have headaches that's associated with hormonal changes, allergies. Certain foods can trigger headaches. There's many different things can cause a headache. Yes, sea moss is high in trace minerals and it's high in other antioxidants. And so if you have headaches that's associated with a mineral deficiency, it can probably cure that. But the other types of headaches, you may have to get to the root of what's causing those headaches. For example, if it's a tension headache, the CMOS may not stop a tension headache or a stress headache, or if it's a headache associated with sinus congestion or allergies, things like that. Those other factors have to be taken into consideration while you're having a headache. So send me an email and we'll see if we can make a consultation and find out, get to the source of what's causing the headaches. All right, next question. Best way to clear your mind when meditating? Great question. The best way to clear, there's no single one way to meditate. You know, there's many different ways to meditate that is best for your own needs. But to clear your mind, one way you can clear your mind to meditate, especially if you're like overthinking a lot, is to do deep breathing and focus on your breath. When you focus on your breath, that will take your mind away from thoughts that are racing in your head, and you can focus on the present moment, which is part of being mindful, focusing on the present moment. So focus on your breath, the breathing in, the inhale and the exhale. Focus on your breath and how your body is feeling while you're focusing on your breath and while you're settling down to meditate. That will help you clear your mind. You can also visualize, focus on your first eye or your mind's eye. And sometimes when focusing on that, you can clear your mind. You can also do something that I used to do a long time ago when I first started meditating. I would visualize this huge broom sweeping away anything that came into my mind to interrupt the meditation. Because when I would settle down to try to meditate, I would get all these images will start popping up. And so what I would do is I started visualizing a big broom sweeping it away. And over time, I learned to focus on my breath more. And that helped me to clear my mind. Yes, I think that's a good idea. So, but you have to find what works for you. Some people need music to meditate, like meditation music, and instrumental relaxation music. Some people like to use the sounds of nature, like water sounds. That's why people have those I have one over there, but I have those fountains that make the sound of water moving. Sometimes that can help, and focusing on the sounds, focusing on the physical sensations sometimes can help you to clear your mind as you're focusing on a particular thing. Let's see, we got some more questions on some people use a mantra, and that can help you also quiet your mind. So find a mantra that is, or a chant that resonates with you. And sometimes focusing on that and repeating that sound, especially mantras, that can also help you with clearing your mind to meditate. Some good meditation hurts. Great question. Each one is different and it has different benefits. Like there's 432, there's 528, there's 999. It just depends on what you're trying to achieve. You can look up online and Google the different solfeggio frequencies and which each one means and what it benefits, and then find the one that's right for you. So if you're looking for one that is for the heart chakra, I believe that's 432. If you're looking for ones to help you connect to higher realms, there's a hertz for that. There's one for everything, just about. There's some that remove negative energy in and around you. There's some that balance your chakras. There's some that helps you fight toxins. There's so many, and you just find the one that's best suited for you, and that's what you listen to. I don't have a personal preference when it comes to meditation hertz. I listen to different ones, but especially 432. That's the one I listen to the most. Any more questions? And if not, there's no more questions in the email. So we can end here for this week. And I thank you for tuning in and for joining me. And hopefully next week we will. What am I doing today? I'm on YouTube Live right now. That's another question from beloved Hadia. But so we're going to end tonight with our questions, and hopefully this was useful and beneficial to someone. I hope to see you next week. Tune in to the Healing Cipher on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we explore all things good, all positive vibes, and with health and wellness and spirituality. I'm one of the hosts, and along with King Ade, and that's on the Plugged In Radio Network. And any other questions you have, you can send us an email. My email address is astralhealingarts@yahoo.com, or you can send it to my website, astralhealingarts.com, and do my best to answer your questions and be of assistance to you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the questions. And I look forward to next week, same time, same place. Peace and great blessings.